Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial talk through on this look right here. This is my lazy girl's guide to summer makeup. This look takes me about 5 to 10 minutes tops. It is going to seem a lot longer as I'm explaining and teaching why I do certain steps and avoid others throughout this tutorial, but I think that it was only about 5 steps total, so it really shouldn't take you too long. We're only using one tool. We're using a beauty blender to achieve all the steps, so you won't have to think about any brushes or anything like that, which makes it super simple and easy. This is a look that I've been wearing exclusively anytime that I have put on makeup the past 4 or 5 months. It's super simple, super natural, super easy. Don't have to think about it too much, and it's foolproof. As always, if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm a lot here on my channel, and it helps my videos become more discoverable for other people. So that would really help me out a lot if you can do that. So if you're curious to see how I created this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Now, in years past, I did not like the dewy finish on my skin personally at all. I would stick to all matte products because I didn't want any sort of luminosity on my skin, especially because I have combination skin. I get oily in my T-zone, so I didn't want to add any products that were going to draw any attention to the fact that throughout the day, especially when you're sweating when it's hot outside, that my skin was going to get a little bit more oily. Nowadays, I don't care about that as much, so I mattify where I need to, but I still want a glow on the rest of my skin. So there's a nice happy medium that you have to hit in the summer because you're using a lot of air conditioning since it is so hot, and air conditioning can tend to dry out your skin. And if you're in an area that has a dry heat, that's gonna dry out your skin as well. So you want to make sure that you're still adding moisture to the skin even though it is going to get a little bit sweaty and oily from the heat, because you're also drying it out at the same time. So I like to use this. This is the Too Faced Prime Set Refresh Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. This has coconut water and probiotic based ingredients that is going to plump up and hydrate the skin very nicely. So I use this as a first step. I just go ahead and spray it on the skin and let it dry before I go and add any other products. If you are super oily, this is the time where you would use a pore filling primer. I like the Tarte Amazonian Clay one. Then there are a few others by Makeup Forever that I know are really good that are just going to fill in this area here. There was also one by Givenchy that I liked a while ago, but it's just going to fill these pores in a little bit around your nose, and it won't get as oily looking throughout the day. Now, this is another trick that I like to implement in my routine. This is my Tinted Moisturizer, and it's in my not so tan shade. This is in the color Sand, and I like this product in the summer specifically because it does have SPF in it. I do still use a sunscreen before I put my makeup on because you have to use quite a bit of this product to actually get the benefits of SPF 30, but layering SPF on top of SPF I feel like is a good idea, especially because this is also lighter in weight, so it's not going to feel as heavy on the skin throughout the day. But as I do tend to bronze up from tanning, sitting by the pool, I need to add a little bit of warmth and deepness to this color to make sure that it matches my body, and that's where I like to go in with some sort of Radiance bronzing primer, and this one is by Mercier. There are tons of different versions of these. I believe that L'Oreal has one at the drugstore. It's by the Lumi range, and it's just basically a tinted moisturizer that has a little bit of bronze to it, and it's just going to deepen the complexion a little bit because I keep my face completely out of the sun. I wear a huge visor, so I want to make sure that I'm still getting the warmth and the bronziness that the rest of my body does have so that I don't look completely mismatched. So I just use a little bit of this, and it shears out a lot once you put it on the skin, especially because I also use it with the beauty blender, and the beauty blender shears out the product as well. And don't worry if it looks a little bit too warm to start, because you're going to be putting the tinted moisturizer on top, so you're still going to get some but not all of the color peeking through and underneath. I know that also by Terry has the Sunny Flash, I think it's the CC serum that everyone loves and talks about. I've never used that one past like a sample size that I've gotten at the store, so I can't speak on it, but this will give you a very similar result. And if you are super oily, you're going to want to skip this step because it's going to make your skin way more radiant and you're probably not going to like that look. So you guys can see from here, I'm definitely a lot shinier. You'll see all the light reflecting on my skin, but I'm a lot closer to the bronziness that's happening on the rest of my body. So it still is just obviously a little bit too dark, but good news. Now we're going in with the Tinted Moisturizer. Again, just a little bit, and I'm going to start pushing that into the skin. And you really want to make sure that you're getting everywhere. You don't want little patches of areas that are not covered. It's super lightweight, so don't be afraid of using too much of it, because especially when you're using one tool to do everything, like the Beauty Blender, which makes it super easy because you don't have to think about like this brush, that brush, whatever. Literally just one tool, pushing it into the skin. But specifically the Beauty Blender will absorb a lot of the product, so you won't have to worry about like overdoing it. So now that the color is a little bit closer to my body, it's nice and evened out, I still want to get rid of this shininess right underneath my eyes. And this is where I will go in with a matte concealer, nothing that's going to be dewy in finish. I love the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. This is a full coverage concealer. A little bit goes a very long way, and I use this in 2 different shades usually. Right now I think I'm going to go in with natural beige instead of light beige. Light beige I think is going to be a little bit too light. This will be still 1 shade lighter. We're going to bring a little bit of light and dimension back to the skin, but it's not going to be crazy light under the eyes. So I just put very, very little, and then I start to stamp the concealer underneath the eyes, and I bring it down the side of the nose, and I'm placing it all in this underneath the eye area and kind of apple of the cheek right here. And then I'll take whatever's left over and I will go over the eyelid area and in this little inner corner of the eye, because this area is all an area that I want to brighten as well as mattify. So you guys can already see, yeah, there's still light reflecting, but it's not as intense. So now that we have a nice light layer of that, you'll still see a highlight, but it's not as radiant. Now I still want to mattify this area, so I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I'm going to take just a little bit on my Beauty Blender and make sure that I am setting my oilier areas. So I'm going to go underneath the eye, down the side of the nose, everywhere that we just placed this concealer, on the cheek right here, and you guys will automatically see a huge difference from this side of the face to this side of the face. A lot of people love this look. I like a little bit of luminosity while also being matte in my problem areas. So I will also hit right here on the forehead as well, this whole side of the nose. I even like to do on the eyelid as well. So you guys can see the difference from this side of my skin to this side of my skin. This one is a lot more luminous. This one for me has like the perfect amount of radiance. So this is the skin done. On a day-to-day basis, this is usually where I stop. I just like to even out my skin tone and add a little bit of dimension to the skin, but I don't really love to do anything else. No bronzer, no highlighter, no blush, none of that. But if you do want to take this one step further, I usually do brows and mascara, and that's it. For brows, what I'll do is I like to use the Brow Stylist Definer from L'Oreal, and all I do is add just a little bit of definition to my brows. Mine are pretty full already, but what I'll do is I'll just kind of fill in the more sparse areas, and I like to define the tail just a little bit. And then from there, I will curl my lashes ever so slightly, and I will go in with mascara. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. This is the only mascara that I've used for years and years and years. It's amazing. And then this is a Tarte eyelash curler. This was from their holiday collection years ago, and I still use it and love it. So just do a small light squeeze just to lift the lashes a little bit. You guys can see a difference from this eye, and it just opens up the eyes a lot. Even just curling the lashes and not putting any mascara on makes such a huge difference. It just brightens and makes the face look a little bit more awake. But then as soon as you also just throw on a drop of mascara, nothing crazy, it also makes a huge difference as well. So this is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching.